These videos are a little harder to make because, long videos are just impossibly boring. In fact, this one's already gotten impossibly boring. But I want to try to show how this works and how well it works. This is a complicated for me. This is a complicated assignment. It's got recursion in it, and I wasn't real good with recursion. And what's funny is that my goof wasn't in the recursion. It was in the stuff that I thought I understood, which is the this def merge down here. I thought, anyway. So I took my best stab at it, and then I got an error here. So then I chose in my mind. I don't like AI that much. I just don't. I don't really feel either. I don't know. But I chose to reframe the AI in this as just a cool coworker that's smart. Because that's how I learn. As I was coming up in IT, I had a rule. I had all the top engineers that were smart that I figured out were smart. I had them on a list, and I would rotate through them so I wouldn't burn any one of them out. Whenever I had a question, I'd look on my list and say, "Oh, I asked him a question, yesterday. I can't go ask him." So this is a coworker that doesn't ever get irritated. So that's how I chose to reframe it, and now I use it. It's called Boots. Boots is the AI, and it's a bear. It's the way they frame it. It's a bear. So I took my best stab at it, and then I came down here and I fed Boots a salmon, which is that right. I say I have no more baked salmon. I fed him my last baked salmon. I can buy more with those gems up here. I fed him a baked salmon, and I asked him a question here, and I printed my code at that point. And he came back and he said, "Well, your recursion looks okay, but your loop's silly." And I'm like, "What?" But the assignment is in pseudocode, and once I get a little flustered, I feel I don't feel confident. Then everything is I'm not confident about anything. So I wasn't really. I was so worried about the recursion. I wasn't thinking about the loop. I wasn't really paying attention to the pseudocode in the assignment, and I just threw together a loop. And and so when he replied, I'm like, "Wait, what?" And so then I even said that. I said, "I don't know, man. I just followed the assignment pseudocode." And then he comes back, and that's when he says, "Yeah, well, how about that?" And I'm thinking, why the hell didn't I? And I realized it's because I was so freaked out about the recursion. So, and then it hit me, So then I told Boots, I said, "Oh, cool," and and then he comes back with more pointers in how to move forward, and it's spectacular. I don't know how to put it any other way. So I'm going to continue through this, and I probably won't have any more trouble. But I would have, I would have been going. I would have been. I'd have spent 20 minutes. I don't know. Who knows? Sometimes you find an answer quick on Google. Sometimes you don't. It could have been anywhere from 45 seconds to an hour looking for why it seemed that it was having a problem with my recursion when it wasn't recursion that was the problem. So, and this just is like a coworker that just came over and said, "Oh, well, look what you're doing here, silly. You were so worried about that. You didn't even realize that." I'm like, "Oh, yeah, you're right." So, I mean, there's a lot of value here, uh, and I continue to say, "Well done, boot.dev," and I am going to get that friggin' coin.